Wow, this game is not happy with me right now. Maybe if I close it and reopen it. Maybe that'll fix it. Hopefully. It's not liking me streaming it. Oh boy. Now it just has no audio. That's unfortunate. I like this game's one song that it has. I wonder if my stream is actually even going. I'm going to check that, I guess. It's working. Oh, so the stream gets the audio, but of course I'm screwed out of it. I don't get to listen to the audio. How's that fair? Well, it is what it is. Uh, let's see what kind of stats I got already. I think I'm new adventure. I don't like this start, bro. I'm just gonna go with the character, this one. Aspiring to be a great adventurer. With the sound of a magnificent trumpet, a strong-looking individual was escorted to a platform. The individual slowly knelt before the king. Everyone in the kingdom will remember your adventure. Gaze upon this one people. This adventurer here is our country's hero. With the kind decree, the crowd went wild. Ever since you witnessed the event with your own eyes, you dreamt of becoming an honorable adventurer instead of inheriting your father's farm. Years have passed, and the dream still remains in your heart. To this day, it finally motivated you to start your own adventure. And wooden staff, which means this is going to be a magic build, but the stats I've been giving him at the beginning, I guess they're fine for a magic build. Um, I should have. In fact, what I am going to do is change the stats around. No, because I can upgrade my stats later. It's good to have high dexterity. You are passing through a dense forest called Silver Leaf, the forest where the leaves looks like silver when winter comes. Who would have thunk it? What a clever name for a place. Um, I do genuinely love this. It's like one of the only good modern text-based adventure games. It's also famous for fairies playgrounds. The translation on it can sometimes be hit or miss, but that's fine. After walking for a long time, you stop walking. Yeah, this is because a large rock wall has reached a dead end. Just then, laughter can be heard from among the nearby bushes. And this is why I personally like magic builds in this game, is because they're a little bit overpowered. We can look through the bushes, climb a rock wall, go back the other way, or we have spell casting too right away. So we're gonna use the dispel magic. Um, which cost us one sanity, I suppose. Unfortunately, I love the thumbnail I put. You cast a spell magic toward the rock wall, then the rock wall disappears, and you see a downward slope. You slowly go down the slope and face those who created the illusion. They are a nymph and pixies. Gasp! How did you know the illusion? I didn't expect you to see through our pranks. Like I said, the translation here can be kind of below average, but it's a good game, I swear. The fairies look at you with round eyes. Ask a way out. Are you kidding me? Or beat them. Well, I'm gonna ask a way out. The fairies look at you with round eyes. You ask the fairies the way out of the forest. To that question, the nymph looks at the pixies and giggles and answers. You want to know the way, right? All right, I'll tell you. Instead, there is one condition. Show me something funny. We're still bored. A nymph and the pixies look at you with anticipation. I can show acrobatics or tell my adventure story. Not much of a story to tell here so far, so show acrobatics. I failed. Even with 10 decks, it was not enough. Unfortunately, you flip and watch the fairies' reactions. A nymph and pixies stare at you and give you a belated, awkward applause. The nymph approaches and says with a sour face, "Well, it wasn't fun, but you did a good job. Walk that way, you'll find the exit." Soon the fairies scatter and disappear. You walk towards the exit point uh, by the nymph. Is my audio working? Yeah, my audio is working. I think maybe a bit too well. Maybe my microphone is too loud, but not much I can do about that. I'm streaming off of my phone, unfortunately. Continue. You find some people burying something. They stop to catch their breath and wipe their sweat. They notice you. They scream in surprise. Awkward silence hung in the air. Then people approach you with their shovel. I'm sorry it has come to this, but we can't let you leave alive. I could run, I could beg for my life, but I'm gonna fight. You don't know what they're trying to cover up, but you decide to fight them. So I could simulate the battle. I have a 97% chance win rate, but I will just show off the battle system here, um, because I think this is a cool game. It's, obviously D&D inspired, 97% overwhelming. Here you have, like, effects. I have 2 spell casting, stealth, and stability. They have cause bleeding and stealthy. You can spin, abandon. You can roll the dice or skip the dice roll to keep a 10. I'm going to roll, and I got a 17. I have the Adventurer Guild, so I could re-roll, but it's a 17, so I'm gonna stick with it. And I win. 99% chance, almost guaranteed. You take down the bandits who suddenly tried to attack you. You find a steel chest with a big lock that they were trying to bury. I got 1 experience and 10 gold from the battle. I can try to break the lock or just leave it alone. I'm just gonna try to break the lock, but I did fail because my strength stat is only 4. Yes. -1 health. You hit the lock as hard as you can and the chest explodes. The contents of the box explode outwards, tearing everything in its path, me included. You arrive at the shoreline where the Sahagins, is that how that's said, are investing. According to a nearby fisherman, the number of them has increased dramatically since the big earthquake a few days ago. You walk slowly on the sand and look around. You can hear the sound of waves crashing in your ears. I can go to the sea or wait. I am going to wait. You set up a tent on the coast and wait for the Sahagin to appear, but after a few days they don't show up. And you, tired of waiting, retrieve the tent and leave. Under the scorching sun, workers are busily repairing the ruined walls. Among the hard-working people, you hear a man complaining, I can't show this to the landlord. He walks around the city walls, sweating profusely in chainmail. I can pass by or say, "What's the matter?" I'm gonna ask him what's up. You approach the man and ask what's going on. He introduces himself as Sergey, the company commander of the city, and explains the situation. The landlord is ordered to renovate the city walls within this month. However, we're short of workers and we lack an architect. No progress for nearly no progress for several days. Sigh. He sighs and shouts at the workers for no reason. Workers hastily carry the stones as if walking on eggshells. Good luck. I'm good at manual labor or expert in architecture. None of those are likely to work out. I'm gonna try that, but it did work with a 37.8% chance. I'm an expert architect, I guess. One experience and 60 gold. Would you take a look at that? The company commander throws a suspicious gauge at you. Gaze. Then takes out the blueprint for the city walls. You examine them slowly, modify the unrealistic details in the blueprint, and recalculate the workforce and materials demanded for each section. Thanks to your suggestions, construction progresses quickly and finishes earlier than expected. The company commander hands you the wages and speaks. Excellent job. You know, the landlord told me to enhance the gates too. What do you think? Enhance the wall with steel is my only option. You suggest him to enhance the wall with steel. Company commander licks his lips and nods. That sounds right. Thanks for helping. He sets off to recruit iron miners. Mortars. You walk in the opposite direction from him. Naturally. Uh, I wonder if the comments are where I highly doubt it. I'm just gonna put a test comment. Uh, I'm sure it's not gonna pop up. Anyways, the warm sunlight seeps through the leaves. Some travelers passing by approach you as you're heading to the mountain pass entrance. What's so fun about them? They make a fuss and think themselves. Oh, I've never seen them around here. Be careful, a griffin lives on the mountain. I'm not gonna fight a griffin. There's no way I'm gonna try fighting a griffin. Right. Well, actually, I can test fight a griffin. Not there. I forget exactly where. Here. I don't remember which number in the enemy list griffins are right here. I have a less than 1% chance. We're going to go another way. With less than 1%, there's just no way. How much experience do I need for level 3 more? And I'm currently moral. You are walking along the shore, listening to the waves break. Just then, you notice a stranded ship. It most likely hit a reef when it was swept away by the rough wave. I can swim, surf, or ignore. We're gonna try surf. You wonder what it would be like to ride the waves, but there's no proper way, so I guess I can't do that right now. This is an extra quest here. 3 Tomb Raiders. You listen to 3 wanderers having a conversation. Uh, Tomb of Ash and Grief, where the king of a fallen kingdom is buried. They plan to pay a visit. So this is a side quest. This game has a few side quests. You can pay for more, unlock more. I don't have all of them. This one is a base game side quest, and so it shows up pretty often. The only downside of not having all content unlocked in this game is that sometimes you do end up with similar runs. I do plan to eventually get everything. The Adventurers Guild, I don't know the current price. When I got it was $5 for a permanent purchase, and then it's $20 to $30 to purchase, I think, most of the rest of the content in the game. It's been a while since I checked. I'm going to ask them if I can join them and use my speed. I fail, so I'm going to search alone. I should be reading all of that. Sorry, I've done that quest like probably 100 times, so I forgot to read it. You find a deserted ruin inside a nameless mountain. The walls are almost completely crumbled, and an iron golem guards the huge steel gate. The images of the gate and the golem turn blurry. It looks as if the two of them, but it looks as if there's two of them. Can't read, I guess. You rub your eyes, but it's not the fatigue that's doing it. We can move away or enter. We're gonna try to enter. You walk closer to the gate guarded by the golem. Then the two blurry images of the golem speaks. The two voices overlap on each other. One of us always tells lies, the other always speaks the truth. One gate will gift you with something useful, the other will take something useful away from you. To decide which gate will be more beneficial, you may ask one question. I don't have many items, and I don't actually know if it can take one of my equipped items. I assume it would. So early game, this is risky. Here's a thing in this game. They have gems, and you can unlock gems here by doing quests and getting epilogues here. There's tons. I've played this game a lot, and I only have a few of the epilogues. And then also completing your monster bestiary gets you gems, and collecting new items gets you gems. So that would be weapons, armors, that kind of stuff. And then here's some achievements, and you get gems for those. And another thing is, if I can find it, it's not there. So here's the Adventure Guild. I'm already on that. Oh, it was. Sorry, I forgot to check these. I got a new portrait. This is a newer feature. This wasn't here originally. There's something I'm looking for. These are my completed runs. Here it is. So you can use the gems that you get to unlock new things. For example, backgrounds. So these are like your starts. So for example, this is the adventurer start. You can get these. I obviously only unlocked one extra one so far. These are side quests. I've been buying periodically these side quests with gems. I've only paid for Adventurers Guild, but I could purchase with money or with gems these side quests. I am currently saving for the Exiled Prince background. I'm probably just gonna buy it eventually. These are traits, so +4 strength, dex, intelligence, charisma, constitution, wisdom. These are, as you can see, this character is innately kind. What these do are alter stats. So some are better than others. Gambler, for example, increases chances of a 1 or a 20, which, you know, cautious. It'll decrease less than 5 on a dice roll. Stuff like that. So they're very interesting. And then here you can purchase the actual gems. And so, like, if I wanted to get all of these 100, 200, 300, 400, that would be 400 gems. So it'd cost me, essentially, 20-something dollars. They've raised the prices, I guess, since last time I checked, unfortunately. And then cosmetics, if you want portraits, they have some interesting ones here. They have frames. This is all actually really new stuff to me. I haven't dealt with these. Oh, that's cool. Nameplates, even. That's actually really cool. HP and SP, you can change what those look like now. I do like that. Yeah, so those are actually new. I haven't looked much at those. Anyways, one of us always tells us, oh yeah, think about what to ask. This uses 2 stats, wisdom and intelligence. 27% chance I fail. You think carefully for a long time, but fail to come up with a good question. You now have 2 choices before you. Turn back, or pick a random gate. The golem seems to have no intent to harming me. I'm going to go left. And I lose 1. 1 wisdom. That's up. 1 wisdom and 1 sanity. That's a permanent stat decrease. And brings me closer to death. If you run out of sanity or health, you die. As you enter the left gate, you're swallowed by darkness. The place seems to be absorbing sound. It even absorbs the sound of your breathing, and you hear your heart beating in your ears. The darkness constricts you like a snake. The constriction becomes tighter, and it's getting harder to breathe. You start to hear a compilation of cursing and swearing, unable to identify where they're coming from. When you regain consciousness, you find yourself back in a place where the golems and gates are. So, I chose the wrong gate, I guess. Stagecoach passes by on a rainy day. They spray mud in my direction, and I get covered. The driver keeps going. I can wipe clothes, smash the rear wheel, or demand an apology. I'm gonna demand an apology, and I get it succeeds, so I get experience gold. You stop the stagecoach and asks the driver for an apology. The driver gets off and approaches me. He says, "I'm terribly sorry." He bows and apologizes. He gives you a gold coin to pay for your laundry and leave. It would be really fun. I wish I actually had viewers because it would be really fun to do one of these and have the viewers vote on the choices. I'm a mage. I'm gonna go to the mage shop. I only have 81 gold. And before anything else, it is always wise to buy potions. Because life is more important than some new gear. So I always make sure to get potions. You're feeling your way through a stone cave with damp walls. The cave looks ominous, with countless fragments of adventurers' gear scattered across the floor. You're looking for tracks when a giant ant emerges. I'm going to fight it. You watch the giant ant's movements as you tighten your grip on your weapon. I have an 88% chance. I'm gonna roll and get an 8. That was awful, so re-roll and pass. I guess I have a 94% chance, even though originally it said it would have been an 88. That's interesting. And one thing is, pure raw attack power is not everything. I've learned this from experience. You want more effects. Because even if you have a weapon with 200 DPS, it doesn't matter if your enemy has, like a reflect or a dodge effect, for example. You meet a wandering artist. He tells you that he wanders from place to place, searching for the perfect inspiration for a masterpiece. What should I paint? The artist asks you in deeply worrying face, staring at his blank sketchbook. Because I've played this game so much, I know that the best thing to do is say, "What about that goblin over there?" But you can say landscape or use creativity. We're gonna go with goblin. You point out a goblin approaching from a distance. A goblin, huh? I'm not against the idea of drawing monsters, but that seems a bit dangerous. After being lost in thought for a while, he sees the goblin running toward you with club in his hand. He screams in astonishment. Without words, you prepare your weapon and run toward the goblin. 96% chance, so I'm not even gonna go through the battle. I'll just simulate, and I actually got a level out of that. I'm gonna go with 1, and there. Those are gonna be even now. Actually, I'm happy with my wisdom stat. Constitution and wisdom add to health and sanity. I'm actually going to just put everything into intelligence for now. I can redistribute my stats if later on that ends up not good. But as you can see, intelligence scales with my weapon. And if I scale it high enough, I get an extra boost to my spellcasting, I believe. You defeat the goblin and bring its body to the artist, but he shakes his head in disgust. You, how am I supposed to paint something like that? Please get out of my sight. The artist responds as if he was going to vomit. You release the goblin back to its freedom. It runs away hastily, and the artist, now calm, goes away to find another inspiration. That's my favorite way to do this quest. Because it's funny. You can obviously tell him to do other stuff. 3 Tomb Raiders. You reach the Tomb of Ash and Grief. Based on what you heard from the Wanderers, it's covered in dark, sticky vines. What was that, man? You hear a small cry from within the stone chamber located at the center. Spellcasting 2 allows me to cast Fireball, which will lose me sanity. You produce a fireball at your fingertips. and burn through all the vines. You make your way through the smoke towards the stone chamber. At the center, it's pitch black inside. You can't see anything, so we're gonna cast light, and it fails. Unfortunately, that was wisdom-based, not intelligence-based. You take out a spare lantern from your backpack and light it. Dusty cobwebs cover the walls, which are engraved with mystical geometric patterns. Carefully, you start traveling inward. Soon you arrive at a small door, you push it in, and thousands of bats fly towards you. 12% chance to win. I rolled a 17, I'm not gonna roll any better than that, and I'm still only 31% chance to win. And it's looking close, actually. I do get a victory. 1 experience, 28 gold. You're covered in sweat by the time the bats fly away. Floor is littered with dead bats. You walk through the narrow hallway to a giant stone door. Writing on it says, "One shall pay in blood," and you notice a hole near the bottom large enough to fit 1 person. We can open it by force if our strength stat was higher, but we're gonna crawl through the hole and take the sanity hit. I am going to get strength up just because skill checks like that are common. You push yourself through the hole. I got 200 gold, a dagger called Carnweddin, I don't know if that's proper how to say it, and 3 experience. You push yourself through the hole near the bottom. It feels disgusting, as if you're crawling through the intestines of a beast. You shudder in repulsion as you make it to the other side. You see an obsidian casket and several marble pots that surround it. You open the casket and find it full of gold. A skeleton hugging a sword, said dagger, but whatever, lies on top of the pile. You look inside the pots and find mummified organ inside. You take all the gold along with the skeleton sword. Then you exit through the back door and that leads outside. This is a dexterity-based weapon. It actually has lower DPS, but it has grace and cause bleeding. Normally, I would switch out for that, but I do like keeping spell casting, and this weapon can be upgraded later, so I'm gonna wait to do that and see. If you do fail to upgrade it, you lose it, so I'm not gonna spec too much into that for now. This is part of the main quest of aspiring to be a great adventurer. You read a recruitment flyer for the pioneers on the city notice board, recruiting adventurers to explore unclaimed territories beyond the Adelant Mountains north of the kingdom. Apply to Adventurers Guild. You can apply or leave. I'm going to apply. This starts a quest line which has actually a guaranteed, not guaranteed, almost guaranteed, because usually at the point of the game where you reach it, you're not very strong, loss against a frost giant, but we're gonna deal with it when we deal with it. You go through this simple application process to procedure at the Adventurers Guild, after which the clerk hands you a map. Then you head for the Adelant Mountains. A few days later, you arrive at a mountain path. It's been guarded by a giant. The giant is surrounded by dead horses and people. Asked to be let through or look for another way. We're gonna try that, and it fails, but it works out, because if I would have tried to ask, it would have said no, and I would have lost health and sanity in that battle, which would have caused a death. You decide to look for another way, but the ground caves in beneath your feet. Giant laughs and grabs you. Suddenly, it takes an arrow to the eye. You manage to escape from its grasp. Are you alright? Let's get out of here. A stranger approaches you and helps you up. You run away and get a health potion, which is worth 2 health, so I am going to save it until I can use it later. The stranger approaches you and helps you up. You give you a health potion. Your helper is a pointy-eared elf by the name of Irel. I don't know how it's actually properly pronounced, so I'll stick with that. You cross the Adelant Mountains with Irel's help, and he hands you a potion before parting ways. I hope you will return the favor someday. With that, he leaves. You pack the potion and continue your journey. As you're walking down a rough path, you find a stagecoach with broken wheels. A buff man who seems to be a coachman is scratching at the back of his head, but in a difficult situation. His face is drenched in sweat, probably from trying to fix the stagecoach himself. I'm gonna try to fix the wheels and succeed, so I get 1 experience and 1 gold. You try to have a go fixing the stagecoach, and it works, basically. So I get gold and experience, and I'm 3 off from a level. Rain clouds suddenly gather above you, and it starts to rain. Luckily, you see a giant tree, but screw that. I'm going and fail, but I do gain experience. You decide to continue to journey through the rain, but the wind and rain are too harsh. You get hypothermia and shiver as you trudge on. That's what health potions are for. I could use a sanity potion, but I don't have one. In the early morning, you're walking along the seashore surrounded by a thick fog that obscures everything from sight. With each step you take, a faint rustling sound echoes. Suddenly, something vague appears in the mist. You can get closer, or run away, or with spell casting, use Gust of Wind. I'm going to try it, and I fail. So I'm going to try to get closer and instantly throw away health and fight a skeleton. Forms of love. You come across a broken stagecoach surrounded by a few mangled horse corpses and dead armored soldiers. You carefully inspect the scene to find multiple human and monster footprints. You can track the human or the monster. I'm gonna track the monster. That's stupid, it's a wyvern. I forgot about that. I guess I won't be fighting it right now, though, so lucky me! I would not have won that fight. You run into a wandering herbalist. You can rob him, ignore him, or help him. I'm going to help him and raise. Oh, we'll do that. That works for me. You walk the city wall again, which was under construction the other day. You see that it is properly built, well doing its job. However, the gates are merely made of wood, kinda gay, without any enhancement. At that moment, the company commander, Sergey, recognizes you and greets you warmly. Gosh, I was waiting for you. Need to ask you something urgently. Oh, yes. The bugbears. I like that you can simulate battles beforehand to try and see. The problem is that if you haven't beaten the enemy, it won't let you. Like if you haven't beaten one before, you can't simulate the battle, and I'm not quite sure if I've beaten one before. But I guess we'll accept the request. You accept the request and head to the mine shaft where the bugbears were seen. They're evil, please be careful. Listen carefully and fail miserably. Head straight and begin battle and hope for a good roll. 12. We'll take it. We'll take a 62% chance. That was miserable. And that's death. And I could revive, but this was just a test stream to see if I could even stream off of my phone because a certain video game that I dread is releasing soon. Soon as in tomorrow-ish. So tomorrow we'll have the dreaded stream of a game that I hate. So we'll end this life with a miserable, like every other death. 19,200 score. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day. See ya.